Good morning, everybody. It is the 18th of July. I know I haven't done one of these in a while. I've been kind of busy for the last couple of weeks with personal issues and PaizoCon and getting products out and chasing down artists. So it's been a very, 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 very busy last couple of weeks. So let me start off first with PaizoCon. PaizoCon was excellent. I had a great time. It was the first time that JP, Jeff Lee, and myself were all in the same spot at the same time. Well, the second time, really, but first time this year. So we had a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of people, which was really great. Actually, even Henley. Can't remember his first name here. No, yeah, Henley. What is his first name? No, can't remember his first name. Well, Henley, who's our new writer, and his wife, who likely is going to be probably writing for us too, they're from Alberta, Canada. You know how I feel about Canada. I'm all about the dress chips. So they were there, and we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. It was very busy. Oh my God, it was very, very busy. I was extremely tired after the first day, and it didn't help, when you travel from Fort Lauderdale to Seattle. It's like, geez, can we get any further? How about, Fort Lauderdale to Alaska? That's basically as far as you can go. And, I mean, that was just tough enough, just getting to Seattle. So, yeah, it was a great time. Seattle, the city itself, love that when I flew in at 7:30 at night, it was still like midday bright. It was amazing. That was freaky. It didn't start getting dark till like 9 o'clock, which was, kind of cool. That was just ridiculously kind of cool. The weather, wow, cold in the morning, like 56 degrees. Now many of you are laughing. 56 degrees isn't cold. Dude, I live in South Florida. Anything below 70 is cold to me, all right? I'm not built for cold anymore. I've been down here 13 plus years, going on 14 years. I am no longer, a Northeastern. I am a Florida guy. So, I'm built for the warm weather now. So, just to stop all discussion on that. It was cold to me. I liked the hotel. The hotel was very nice. I didn't like the location of the hotel, but it was right next to SeaTac Airport, which made it easy if you had to go from the airport there. But there wasn't a lot of things around like the last year's one, where we were basically inside of a mall, and it was like, pretty far from SeaTac. So it's this or that, this or those. But it was very, very cool. I had a great time. A lot of the regular people from Seattle were there. That was kind of cool. All people from Paizo were there. Something I have to tell everybody, I got an opportunity to apologize to Tim Hitchcock. During the whole Razor Coast scandal, I was not really one of the most polite people, and I was an idiot and I was totally wrong, so I had to apologize to him face to face. The previous year, I was nice enough to get the chance to apologize to Nick Lowe directly about it. And, Tim, classy guy all the way, accepted the apology, squashed it. I mean, what more can I say? He showed a lot more class than I probably would have, and I gotta say, I'm glad he was that kind of cool guy. So that was kind of cool. What other interesting things happened? A lot of Neo Exodus was played. A lot of Neo Exodus. I think like 4 or 5 slots of Neo Exodus was played. GP ran all those. People loved it. I did a seminar on how to break into publishing, how to get artists, and Neo Exodus. The artist one, I think a lot of people enjoyed, because I just basically told them bluntly what's going on, how to get that hustle, that part. Intro to gaming is myself, Christina Stiles from Open Design, and Gary McBride from Fire Mountain Games. We all talked about, getting in the business, understanding what you need to know, looking at the numbers. And actually, it was an informative situation. It was very, very informative. It was very, very informative. Also, I did one on Neo Exodus. We gave people all the inside scoops, all the behind the scenes stuff. And really, we just talked about, why we made it and how we made it and what kind of cool things were coming up. Jeff Lee was kind enough to go with me on that one, and he was there. So if you saw him, you saw us, you saw the cool stuff we're talking about, plus the stuff we couldn't talk about. All the stuff we couldn't talk about that. So that was a kind of a fun time. One of the seminars I stood in and watched, which I thought was great, was Women in Freelancing and Gaming. That was run by Christina Stiles, Amanda Herman, and I see her name, but I can't think of it now. I can't remember her name. Don't you hate when that happens? You see the face, you're like, yeah. I can't remember. Can't remember names. See? What happens when you get old. You can't remember names. So, the three of them did a very, very great panel, which I thought was very interesting, too. Here's something that was kind of, at least interesting to me. The panel was full of women. It was about women writing. Boom. And there were probably, I'd say about 20 women interested in writing. But there were only like, 1, 2, 3 publishers there. You know, myself, who else was the one guy that I didn't know. And the other guys were actually tied in, mostly doing more printing than actually freelance. But there's only 3 of us there. So I thought that was kind of surprising that, you know, and there were some third-party guys actually at the show. So I was surprised they didn't sit in and just, you know, because, I mean, for me, I sat in and talked to a lot of the new up-and-coming writers and was very, you know, I want you guys to write. I want you guys to hustle. So I was pushing people along. Venus Decoy was there. Venus is actually, I guess, a significant player of Pathfinder out in the San Francisco Bay Area with Azimuth and Cherry Pie. So, you know, she was there for the talks. I met a very nice young, well, yeah, everybody's young to me, now that I'm old, very nice young Canadian girl who wanted to write. And there's another girl from, where is she from? Indiana? Can't remember. And, you know, every time I saw them, I was like, are you writing yet? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you should be writing yet. Goofing off, you should be writing. So, that was kind of cool. Also, Mr. Henley's wife. Ah, crap. I keep thinking Ed. I'm like, that's not his name. I cannot remember his name for anything. See, I'm having a lot of problems because a lot of things are going on in the personal life, which are making me forget names. So it's my fault. You know, don't take it personal. I'm not losing my mind. I'm just tons of stuff. So his wife was there and spoke to her. So like I said, it was a great con. I didn't go to the dinner. I was kind of tired, really. Well, I say kind of. I mean, I was like exhausted. So was talking to a lot of the third-party guys there. It was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. It was a very interesting show to go to. I didn't do the same big hoopla as I did the first year I went, just due to time constraints on my part. I think the big issue really was, you know, I'm like, hey, do I want to carry all this stuff down there and all this stuff back? And I was like, I'm not in the mood to do all that. So realistically, this might be probably one of the last shows for us to do PaizoCon. The reason being, JP is relocating to Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. So he being in Denver made it very easy for him to travel to Seattle. Jeff Lee lives on the other side of the state. So it made it very easy for us to, you know, all 3 of us to be there. Now that Mr. Chaplot is in Kentucky, most likely it's going to be very easy for us to show at Gen Con. So not this year, most likely next year you'll find us actually at Gen Con with a booth doing the whole spiel. It just might be easier for us all as a whole. So I'm very happy about that. It's just now I got to plan for 2014 what we're going to do, what's going to be the big release, which I think will also be the big release year for 5e, I believe. You know. Oh, and Bruce Cordell leaving Wahatsi. What's up with that? 18 years and then you're going to bail out? I mean, dude, why are you going to leave? They still paying. You don't leave. That's my theory. So I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know. But I have a feeling that he might acquire a new position at Paizo. You know, I'm no dummy. But when you can literally, well, not literally, but when you can pretty much walk across the street, go work for Paizo, work for the same guys you used to work with at the other building back in the day, and still have the same excitement, you know, that's not a bad deal. So, you know, I wish him the best of luck, and I think, you know, he's going to do very well. I mean, come on, he's 18 years, really not a worry that he can't find a position doing stuff. I mean, Seattle, and that's something else about Seattle. Seattle is very much a geek-friendly town, and probably in the most positive way possible. It was a lot of fun. The people, very, very I say open and loving of gaming. There's also a My Little Pony Brony convention going on in the next hotel. I don't understand it, so I don't get it. People seem to like it, so you know me. I'm like, whatever floats your boat. I'm good with it. So, like I said, yeah, I had a great time. A lot of fun, a lot of talking, a lot of just business talking to other publishers was really good. Talked to the guys from Sasquatch Game Studios who are doing their Kickstarter right now for Primeval Thule, which is, I gotta say, the best description. I like this description. It's just a good description. Conan meets Cthulhu, and it's like you don't have to say much more than that. Either you like those things or you don't. So it's kind of that simple. Bing, bing, dumb, easy. So they got that going on. The guys from Legendary Games are there. Talked to them for a little bit and possibly doing some crossover stuff. And it just, like I said, it was a much better con than the first one. I mean, the first one was great. This was just even better. I mean, the contacts were better, and actually the con itself, I think they got either 700 to 800 people there, and I'm like, okay, that's a decent size, small con. I mean, especially for basically a company con, that's pretty good. So, there's a chance this could develop into like PAX, or something like that. It's crazy, but it's possible. So, that's not a bad deal. But I mean, I was very, very impressed how well Paizo put everything together. I was also really surprised about how many cons they have in Seattle. Apparently, they have 12 cons a year in Seattle. And I mean, I knew about PAX, I knew about Emerald City, but I didn't know there was 10 other ones, and PaizoCon, and there's 10 other ones that are there. And it's like, holy cow, man, how many freaking times do you have a con that close? But I guess you can. So I mean, that's different. South Florida, we have one legitimate con, and then something that calls itself a con, but it's not a con. It's a con. It's a con job. That's what that is. But it's not a con. Don't kid yourself. But it's very different when you come from an environment where you can. That's the problem with South Florida. It's sunny here 95% of the time. So it's like, do you want a game or do you want to go outside? Well, that's a hard match. And in winter, you can still go outside. I mean, you can go outside in shorts in winter. It's not a big deal. So that's the downside. So it's a tough situation. All right, let me finish this thing up. Since I'm almost at work, of course, and I'm pretty much done with this. But if you ever get a chance and you're a third-party publisher doing Pathfinder, you definitely should go out to PaizoCon. It's definitely worth it. I say you get the hardest of the hardcore fans. At least I'll say they'll talk to you about your product. I think Gen Con's a little more difficult since there's so many different games being played. But at PaizoCon, you can find those people who would most likely be interested in your product. I just think it was a good time. Well investment. Definitely worth the cost of going. And it was like a little vacation. And I must say, once again, thanks to Stan, who was kind enough to take me out to his barbecue place that he goes to on a regular basis, which was fantastic. Love the barbecue. You know me, I love the barbecue. All right. Thank you so much, you all. I will talk to you all later.